I was thinking how what you would call the Quaker plain speech is an example, provides a kind of a this worldly, because it occurred in, a time period that we know about, illustrates a point that I've made before about how the original purposes of things can get lost. Okay, thee, thou, thy. Quakers are, the real old-fashioned type Quakers are known for using those terms. They originally used them because you and your were originally used for people who were upper class or of higher rank. And Quakers, to show that they did not believe in different rankings, used thee and thou and thy for everyone. Okay. Now, what eventually happened, though, is that the language evolved so that thee, thou, and thy were kind of dropped from the language, and, everybody calls everybody else you and says your. So that thee, thou, and thy doesn't really make the point that it did for the people who started using it, and it just has that kind of quaint, archaic sound to it. Okay. And I do think that that's true of a lot of things, that the original purpose gets lost. I just wrote a review recently, and I used the term oft. And my brother said I should use, he thought it was a typo, and I meant to say often. I actually used oft on purpose, but then I decided to change it because oft has an archaic sound when it's used outside poetry. And it really is archaic. You do use oft because language evolves. And it's that way with a lot of other things. I pointed out that I think that face veiling is an example of that. Muslim women hide their faces as a sign of modesty or chastity. But I do believe that it probably originated as a way to protect their skin from getting wrinkled prematurely in a desert climate. There are tribal groups, some Bedouin tribal groups. I think there's different tribal groups in which men, but not women, veil. That is not a religious requirement. It's not anything having to do with chastity or modesty, but it is done by men, and it's done, I think, because men are outdoors more. And it's to protect their faces, or protect their skin, or just to protect them from just the elements. And, a lot of other customs, I think, get lost. Circumcision. What was the original purpose of it? I think possibly just to keep the genitals clean. May have been difficult to keep that area clean, and then other things got attached to it. But anyway, just wanted to put that out there as some thoughts that I have had. And I hope you enjoyed hearing that.